Today, let's talk about identity. Your identity is either an engine or your anchor. So it either helps you to move or it keeps you stuck at one place, like how an anchor normally keeps a ship at the bay. So, and if you aren't careful, most of the identity you've created past years ago is going to keep you stuck. That's what's keeping you stuck. You have an old identity, and the current version of you requires you to create a new identity. The current version and the goal you've placed for this current version of yourself requires the creation of a new identity. I used to think being a STEM guy and being all those masculine. It's not like I don't have anything against masculinity, because I think it gives you power, but sometimes you need to learn how to be flexible with your ego, flexible with your masculinity. Okay, I used to think being STEM was my power. I built my whole persona around it and my whole brand around it, but I came to the realization that my identity wasn't a suit of armor. It wasn't a suit of armor, but it was a prison for me. It was a prison that reduced my ability to grow, my ability to explore beyond the average. So I wasn't able to grow because the STEM guys, we don't show vulnerability, we don't show curiosity, we're just there, we're just being my friends say we're just being cheesed up. So I'm getting so obsessed with that, and we forget that we are allowed to evolve above some of this identity. Some of this identity are traps to our growth, and every season of your life requires the bringing up and the growth of new identity. And if you don't learn this, the earlier the better for you. I think you are going to be very, very stuck as time goes on, because if your identity does not allow you to grow, if your identity does not allow you to metamorphosize, I'm not even thinking, you are going to be stuck. Imagine a caterpillar continue being caterpillar without having to break off that holding and convert itself to being a butterfly. It's going to stop being a caterpillar forever, and it won't see the beauty of being able to fly and do other things. So know yourself, but at the same time, know your limits. Don't get so consumed by who you are today that you leave no room for change. You leave no room for growth. You leave no room for exploration. One of the quotes from this guy, the dead guy, what's his name? Late Bruce Lee. He says, "Be like water. Stay fluid, because water always moves. No matter how much you try to stock it from time to time, but it's always finding its way. Stay fluid and ensure all your identity you are going to be clinging to allows you to grow. Because if there is no growth, I promise you this, you are going to be stuck on a loop, and I promise being in a loop, aside being in a loop is the worst you can do. It's like being in a prison itself, because I wanted to use an example of aside being in a prison, but being in a loop is the same thing like being in a prison. It's a prison of your mind. You're just this person. You don't allow yourself to grow. And one example I can use about this thing is people that dance on TikTok. I don't have anything against them, but let's come to think about it. For instance, you're not a big dancer, but okay, you have to change and curate your identity into dancing for you to be able to do that. So it requires another level of thinking, another level of growth for you to be able to change from another person to another person, because every circumstance in your life requires change. And the best thing you can do is learn how to embrace this change and learn how to grow and hold an identity that allows you for that growth. See you guys on the next one. Just dropping my thoughts, my unsolicited thoughts and advice for anyone that wants to grow. Thank you guys.